10 Simpsons predictions you probably missed but they came true. Don't skip the video, this information will make you want to watch The Simpsons. We all know The Simpsons has predicted a lot of real-world events. But today, we're diving into 6 mind-blowing predictions that flew under the radar. These aren't your typical Trump or Disney predictions, these are way sneakier, and way smarter. Let's go. Number 1, autocorrect fails. 1994 clip from Season 6, Episode 8, Lisa on ice stole fright speed up Martin on an apple Newton, which autocorrects it to eat up Martha. In 1994, The Simpsons joked about a glitchy apple Newton turning beat up Martin into eat up Martha. Sounds funny, right? Well, this became painfully real for anyone who ever texted "I'm home" and ended up saying "I'm honey badger." This joke is considered one of the first mainstream jabs at autocorrect fails, years before smartphones became popular. Engineers from Apple have even cited this moment as inspiration for improving the iPhone's keyboard autocorrect. The Apple Newton flopped in part because of these issues, yet The Simpsons spotted that flaw well before most of the public ever used predictive text. Number 2, mind-controlled devices, 2000. Clip from Season 11, Episode 17, Bart to the Future. Homer is seen using a headset to control a video game with his brain. In a 2000 episode about the future, Homer controls a game just by thinking. Fast forward 2 decades, and now we have real companies like Neuralink developing tech that lets humans control computers with their thoughts. The scene where Homer plays video games using only his brain was wild sci-fi at the time. But today, companies like Neuralink, Emotive, and NextMind are working on real brain-computer interfaces, BCIs. These devices already let users type or play games using neural signals. It's not mainstream yet, but it's not fantasy anymore. The Simpsons called it before Elon Musk did. Number 3, lab-grown meat, 1995 clip from Season 6, Episode 19. Lisa's wedding. Lisa's future husband mentions that meat is now grown in a lab without harming animals. In a flash-forward episode from 1995, lab-grown meat is just a normal thing in Lisa's vegetarian future. At the time, it was pure fiction. Today, it's a multi-million-dollar industry. In the 1990s, the idea of growing meat without animals sounded like science fiction. But by the 2010s, startups like Eat Just and Upside Foods began producing real meat grown from animal cells. It's now approved in places like the US and Singapore, offering a sustainable, ethical alternative to traditional farming. The Simpsons predicted this decades before lab-grown meat hit headlines. Number 4, voting machine glitches, 2008 clip from Season 20, Episode 4, Treehouse of Horror. 19 Homer tries to vote for Obama, but the machine keeps changing it to McCain. In 2008, The Simpsons showed Homer trying to vote, but the machine kept switching his choice. 4 years later, this exact glitch was reported in real-life elections. The joke was a satire of voter suppression, but it actually predicted something real. During the 2012 U.S. elections, several reports emerged of voting machines that flipped votes due to calibration errors, some switching Obama votes to Romney and vice versa. What was meant as parody turned into real concern about the integrity of electronic voting. NSA mass surveillance, 2007, Simpsons movie. Clip from The Simpsons movie, 2007. A scene shows NSA agents listening in on everyone's conversations. In The Simpsons movie, the government spies on private conversations through the NSA. Just 6 years later, Edward Snowden confirmed. They weren't joking. This joke came years before Edward Snowden's 2013 revelations that the NSA was conducting mass surveillance on U.S. citizens, collecting phone records, emails, and more without warrants. The scene was meant to mock paranoia about Big Brother, but it turned out to be disturbingly accurate. The Simpsons had tapped into a truth most people didn't want to believe at the time. Number 6, robot librarians, 1995. Clip from Season 6, Episode 19, Lisa's wedding. Lisa walks into a library run by robot librarians. In the same future episode, Lisa visits a library where all the librarians have been replaced by robots. That sounded hilarious back then. Now it's pretty close to real. Robots and AI assistants are now used in libraries in Japan, China, and even some US universities. These bots help with sorting, cataloging, and even answering simple reference questions. While we don't have fully autonomous robot librarians yet, the tech is creeping closer, and The Simpsons imagined it nearly 30 years ago. Number 7 Ebola Outbreak, 1997 episode, Season 9, Episode 3, Lisa's Sacks. Prediction: Marge offers Bart a book titled Curious George and the Ebola Virus. Came true. The major Ebola outbreak in West Africa occurred in 2014, killing thousands. In this episode, Bart is homesick and Marge suggests reading a children's book, oddly titled Curious George and the Ebola Virus. At the time, Ebola was known in medical circles but was not a household term. Fast forward to 2014, and the world witnessed the largest Ebola outbreak in history, sparking global panic, travel bans, and international aid missions. Though not a direct prediction of the outbreak, this eerily specific reference to a then obscure virus has since creeped out fans who revisit the episode. Left magnifying glass emoji. Why people don't know, it's hidden in a background joke, and the Ebola crisis was nearly 17 years later. Number 8 Three-Eyed Fish and Environmental Disasters, 1990 episode, Season 2, Episode 4, Two Cars in Every Garage and Three Eyes on Every Fish. What they predict. Bart catches a mutant fish with 3 eyes near the Springfield nuclear power plant. Came true. In 2011, a 3-eyed fish was found in a reservoir in Argentina, next to a nuclear power facility. The mutant fish, named Blinky, became a recurring symbol of nuclear pollution in the show. It was pure satire, until Argentine fishermen caught a real fish with 3 eyes in a lake near the Emba nuclear plant. While some argue the deformity may be rare but natural, the resemblance to The Simpsons' Blinky was so striking that news outlets couldn't ignore the connection. Left magnifying glass emoji. Why people don't know, the story went viral locally in South America but didn't become a big global headline. Number 9 The Censorship of Michelangelo's David, 1990 episode, Season 2, Episode 9, Itchy and Scratchy and Marge. Prediction: Springfield residents protest Michelangelo's David being displayed, calling it pornographic. Came true. In 2016 and again in 2023, real-life controversies arose over David's nudity in schools. In the episode, Springfield citizens try to censor violent and nude art, eventually targeting the famous sculpture of David. It seemed like over-the-top satire, until Florida, 2023. Where a school principal was forced to resign after a lesson on David sparked parent complaints about pornography. Similar controversies occurred in Russia in 2016 over public displays of the statue. It's a disturbing example of life imitating art, or satire. Left magnifying glass emoji. Why it's missed. It's often seen as a joke about censorship in general, not a literal prediction of David's controversy. Number 10 Artificial Intelligence Art and Robots as Artists, 2012 episode, Season 23, Episode 17, Them, Robot. Prediction: Mr. Burns replaces his workers with robots. Later, robots attempt creative tasks like singing and making art, and fail hilariously. Came true. In the 2020s, AI art, writing, and music generation tools like DALL-Middle.t, Midjourney, and ChatGPT became widespread. In the episode, Mr. Burns automates the nuclear plant by replacing humans with robots. These robots begin to exhibit unusual behaviors, including trying to express emotion and make creative decisions, which ends in disaster. Today, AI-generated art is all around us, and while impressive, many debates swirl about AI's role in creativity, ethics, and originality. The Simpsons joked about AI trying to be human, and now, that's the core conversation we're having with every new tool that creates art. Left magnifying glass emoji. Why it's not well known, The episode focuses more on workplace automation than creative AI, so this subplot prediction often goes unnoticed. So next time someone tells you The Simpsons only predicts the obvious stuff, hit them with these deep cuts. They weren't just ahead of their time, they were years ahead of the curve. Subscribe to Hidden Clues for more shocking truths and predictions. Don't miss what's coming next.